Hey everybody, welcome to 2024. It is our first market update. It's January. Craig, talk to us a little bit about what's going on with inventory in the market.
Okay, so inventory is up from last month's market update. For single-family homes in Maricopa County, including condos and townhomes, we're at 10,610. That's pretty significantly higher than last month, right? I think we were in the 8,000 range when we talked last.
And is that normal for like time of year?
It is. Actually, really, we're probably a little lower than a normal market still. But yeah, we're moving into our selling season, right? We're in the winter visitors are here. We're definitely in our selling season, moving into our spring selling season in a couple months. So.
That does seem normal where people wait through the holidays to kind of put their markets on the home, on their homes on the market.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So we're definitely seeing that. Activity seems to be up across all price ranges as well. And what interesting note, we talked about days on market last month, so I kind of thought I'd recap that a bit. For days on market for homes that are under contract, they're at 64. That's a few days longer than we were last month. I don't really think that's anything to be concerned about. Days on market for active listings, those continue to go up. We were 88 days on market last month. We're at 92 now. That just, again, shows me that there are sellers that are maybe overpriced. Maybe they need to do some repairs on the home, that type.
And I think that also is kind of a seasonality thing too. If you're overpriced going into the holiday season, you're probably not going to sell, and that's the hardest time to sell. So
it is.
I think as we kind of get into the spring selling season, and you can kind of talk about this too, is that we're starting to see more listings under contract, and we're starting to see some movement and momentum here in the market.
Absolutely. I think there's we've talked about it before. There's a lot of pent up demand. Interest rates, they're bouncing around a little bit, but they definitely, and you're going to talk about this more, but they, they're a little more favorable than they were in the past few months. So I think there's definitely buyers moving in to the market, and sellers are pricing the homes to sell. What I'm really seeing a lot of is sellers getting their home ready for sale. There's a lot more slowdown on the initial front end process to get that home ready for a buyer. I work with a number of sellers right now, and we're our initial meeting was 2 months ago, but we're, going through, taking care of issues that may come up, decluttering, getting the home ready so it'll be 100% ready for that buyer when we launch on the listing.
Yeah, and that's super important too, is knowing what you need to fix, what you need to get ready in order to get that home listed on the market, and so it's not sitting for 92 days.
Exactly, because we all know that, the initial listing period of 10 days, 2 weeks is your primary.
Super important.
Super important.
Yep.
Days on market just drops, the prices goes down, and the interest goes down. You can just see it online how the website views just diminish.
Yeah. So from a mortgage rate perspective, you touched on it. We've seen some stability in the rate market. We will have days where we fluctuate a ton day by day, but overall we've remained relatively stable, somewhere in the high sixes. We got as low as the mid sixes, so we're kind of trending in the right direction, but we've seen, like I always say, it's not going to be a trend downward directly, and we're going to have some bumps in the road. But I think overall, if you look at the mortgage application data that's coming in, we're seeing signs of a pickup there. So year over year, I think we're up 15%, which if you kind of just take it back to last December, that was a huge slowdown. September through December was a huge slowdown in the market. So we're picking up there, which is a good sign. And as you kind of indicated, a lot of these cities are seeing an increase in activity, moving more towards the seller's market than they have in the past 3 to 4 months.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of what we predicted too, is like we're kind of moving in the right direction, both interest rate wise as well as activity. So I think spring selling season is going to be a much better opportunity from a seller standpoint, and probably not as favorable for buyers, but if rates continue to trend in the right direction, it's a good opportunity for
exactly
buyers.
And I really do believe that a lot of buyers are really seeing that the reality is that as rates continue to go down, and like you said, they'll bounce around a bit, that they are on a trajectory to go down, that when they get to that sweet spot of the high fives, low sixes, the inventory, there will be so much pent up demand. So I think a lot of people are jumping in now because they realize that it could just be a matter of 9 months to a year before that that might
Yeah.
happen. And then, so you better get in now because the inventory will diminish quickly because there's a lot of pent up demand.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think just to kind of recap, I think we're seeing activity pick up. We're seeing listings under contract pick up. Days on market are up a little bit, but I think that's due to seasonality.
Right.
So yeah, I think we're headed into a strong spring season.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have any questions or need a resource, reach out to either Craig or I,
Yep.
and we'll take care of you.
Great. Have a good day.